Hello, football fans, and welcome to Goalside. Power, technique, and all-around ability make up for one of, if not the best midfielders in the world, Kevin De Bruyne. It wasn't an easy path to the top. It involved numerous obstacles and a strong mentality to reach this point. So how did Bruyne reach these heights? Kevin De Bruyne was born in Belgium. However, just like the Belgians, his ethnic background is very, very diverse. Bruyne's father is Belgian, but his mother is Burundian. Due to being born in the Dutch part of the country, De Bruyne learned Dutch alongside French and English, so he now talks in 3 different languages fluently. De Bruyne's on-the-pitch talent was obvious immediately. The youngster started playing football at just 4 years of age for Drongen in his hometown, Genk. The Belgians needed a new star to lead the generation, which resulted in Bruyne receiving national-wide attention early on in his career. He always preferred playing up front as his on-the-ball skills could fully shine. When I was little, I was always going to the goal. I always wanted to score and create something, and I think it's always been within me to play offensively. The media interviewed him before and after the matches. The scouts were always in the stands, and almost all of Belgium knew about some wonder kid named Kevin De Bruyne. This resulted in De Bruyne leaving to become independent at just 14. Still a young boy, Kevin had to adapt to living almost by himself when he joined Genk when he wanted to take the next step to his footballing career. Managing myself is something my parents taught me. I am not somebody who spends a lot of money in my life. I keep it for later when I want to do something, for vacations, because we don't have a lot of time off. During the season, I am at home. I cook myself good food. I'm happy. I have lived alone from the age of 14. Just as you'd expect from such a talent, De Bruyne quickly impressed at Genk, earning himself a senior team debut at just 17 in 2008 and 9, and he would go on to appear once more until the season ended. The 2009-10 season saw a further rise in Kevin De Bruyne's Genk career, as the 18-year-old was a first-team regular, playing a total of 35 league matches that season. This is also when De Bruyne scored his debut goal at the senior level, as he hit the match winner against Standard Liège. The seasons that followed at Genk just confirmed De Bruyne's astronomical talent, and a big-time move was bound to happen. And while the youngster was proving himself to the Belgian public, Chelsea were winning the Champions League in 2012. However, before they would go on to win the Champions League, Chelsea secured De Bruyne's signature in the beginning of 2012, but opted to leave the midfielder at Genk until the end of the season. However, with Chelsea being Chelsea, they opted for the big-name signatures and pushed Kevin aside. This forced him to join Werder Bremen on loan just a couple of months after traveling to London to play for Chelsea. Many players would have failed at this obstacle, but remember, Kevin De Bruyne learned how to live with himself at such a young age, and the obstacles were a normal part of life for the Belgian. This meant that he impressed Bundesliga with his Werder performances in the 2012-13 season, where he scored 10 goals, with some of those being long-range gems, proving once again that he's a potential for the greatest things. The 21-year-old attracted a lot of attention not only because of his goals, but also because of his vision and passing skills, as he ended the season with 9 assists to his name. At the end of the season, Kevin De Bruyne rejoined Chelsea, but so did Jose Mourinho, who gave up on the brightest talent in the team in the summer of 2013. According to De Bruyne, the Mourinho meeting that summer changed his life. Jose called me into his office in December, and it was probably the second big life-changing moment for me. He had some papers in front of him, and he said, 1 assist, 0 goals, 10 recoveries. Then he started reading the stats of the other attacking forwards, Willem, Oscar, Mata, Schürrle, and it's like 5 goals, 10 assists, whatever. It was so strange. We had a bit of a conversation about me going back out on loan. I was completely honest. I said, I feel like the club doesn't really want me here. I want to play football. I'd rather you sell me. And sell him they did. Kevin De Bruyne returned to the Bundesliga, where he wanted to make a mark, proving his worth yet again. He did much more, as his performances at Wolfsburg left the world stunned after the midfielder scored just like he did in Werder, but this time with an even better all-around game. And after the end of the second season in Wolfsburg, everyone wanted him. This wasn't just due to his individual stats being great, but even more so because he made everyone around him so much better. This is no coincidence, as even De Bruyne admitted in one occasion, I always try to manage the ball in a way that can help the way my teammates receive it. If you do an outside spin with the ball, it's more difficult to control it, so I try to pass in a way that allows them to take the ball quicker in their path. That way they may have more of an advantage to score or create one for themselves. This resulted in Wolfsburg winning the DFB Cup by beating Borussia Dortmund 3-1 in the final, as De Bruyne actually scored one of the goals. This season ended with 16 goals, 27 assists, and a Player of the Year award in Germany. He completely conquered the Bundesliga. The summer went by and Wolfsburg couldn't get to an agreement with so many clubs wanting to see the Belgian in their squad. De Bruyne even started the 2015-16 season by beating Bayern Munich in the Super Cup, with the midfielder providing a crucial assist before converting the penalty in the shootout. However, the end of August saw Manchester City pull the trigger for the Belgian. The transfer fee was enormous, as the citizens shelled out a whopping $70 million for the midfielder. This made him the second most expensive player in the Premier League history at the time. This is where De Bruyne's mentality kicked in and gave him the real push. Instead of crumbling under the enormous pressure of expectation, Kevin exceeded it. He took Manchester City to the club's first ever Champions League semi-finals after scoring the goal that would knock out Paris Saint-Germain in the quarters. However, it's the most they got with the eventual winners, Real Madrid, beating them in the semi-finals. Despite the team failing to win any major trophies in his first season at City, Kevin De Bruyne showed that he can lead the team towards big things. His 2-month absence with the knee injury didn't help either, and exciting times were ahead for the Belgian as Pep Guardiola was revealed as the manager for the 2016-17 season. This would prove to be a turning point for Kevin De Bruyne. Even though the Ginger Maestro was already recognized as one of the league's best players, he recalls his story with Pep Guardiola, which gave him a boost of confidence. The first meeting I ever had with Pep, he sat me down and he said, "Kevin, listen, you can be easily a top 5 player in the world. Top 5, easily." I was shocked, but when Pep said it with so much belief, it changed my whole mentality. It was kind of genius, I think, because I felt like I had to prove him right instead of proving him wrong. De Bruyne's confidence showed on the pitch, too. The Belgian was a key player for Manchester City in the 2016-17 season. The team didn't win big trophies yet again, but there was something in the air that season in Manchester that felt like City are aiming big. And then it happened. Kevin De Bruyne led Manchester City, blew up in the 2017-18 season, dominantly winning the Premier League by setting a record as Pep Guardiola's team won 100 points that season. It's hard to find the right words for De Bruyne's performances that season as the Belgian absolutely dominated the competition like never before, scoring and assisting, all the while leading the team on the pitch with his presence, focus, and strength. Manchester City were stomping the lead, winning 4-0, 5-0, or even 6-0, so common that nobody even took notice when they did it after some time. De Bruyne was the standout performer in a memorable 5-0 Liverpool thrashing, assisting 2 goals on that occasion. Incredible performances raked up, which ended the season with an abundance of individual awards for Kevin De Bruyne. The Belgian was named the PFA Team of the Year, and he also won the PFA Playmaker of the Year. It goes without saying, but he was officially recognized as Manchester City's Player of the Year. De Bruyne was peaking on the pitch as he looked unstoppable once he started going forward. One of his biggest strengths was, and still is, his very powerful and accurate weaker foot. Most players rely on one foot to place their shots. However, De Bruyne uses the left foot for shooting just as much as the right. This makes him so hard to guard as he is extremely unpredictable with the ball. This meant that Kevin De Bruyne was expected to lead Belgium to the so much wanted World Cup glory. Remember the Wonder Kid from the beginning of the story? Well, more than a decade after a nation went mad for the kid, that same kid was now leading the country as perhaps the greatest player in the nation's history. De Bruyne wasn't lacking confidence either. This is the best team in the history of Belgium. There are several players over 30. This is the time to profit. Only by wanting the first prize can you win the first prize. Belgium took part in the 2018 World Cup in Russia, where they dramatically knocked out Japan, only to meet Brazil in the quarterfinals. This clash was one of the best matches in the tournament. Both teams went for it, but De Bruyne made the difference in the end, scoring the winning goal in a 2-1 win and earning himself Man of the Match award. However, the Belgians couldn't get past the later champions, France, as they lost 1-0. The following 2018-19 season saw Manchester City enter all competitions as firm favorites, with the Champions League glory being the primary goal alongside defending the league title. However, it didn't look good at the beginning of the 2018-19 season for Kevin De Bruyne. The midfielder suffered another knee injury, which kept him out of action for 3 months. Just as he recovered, another injury hit him, which caused him to miss a further month of action. But De Bruyne returned just in time to give Manchester City the boost to win the Premier League title in an epic race with Liverpool, as the citizens clinched the trophy in the last fixture, ending just a point ahead of the Reds. De Bruyne also played a big part in winning the domestic treble as City conquered both the FA and the League Cup that season. Throughout the years, De Bruyne established himself as one of the best on the pitch. However, his real value comes off of it. Not many people know that De Bruyne started his own clothing line named KDB. However, contrary to what you may think, he didn't do it just to increase his net worth. A big part of the company's profits go towards the Special Olympics. Special Olympics is the biggest sports organization for disabled adults and children. Kevin De Bruyne is their ambassador, and he even shot a very controversial commercial back in 2014 with the "Would you still be my fan if I looked like this?" photo. He is a big person and visits the Special Olympics events very often, making him not just a popular face, but an active member of the society too. Knowing how much he does off the pitch helps you understand the magnitude of De Bruyne's success. The Ginger Belgian is now the fan favorite at Manchester City and a global icon both on and off the pitch. The one and only Kevin De Bruyne.